Welcome to another video, everybody. Today I'm very excited for a little change of pace. This is not a lesson or an educational bit at all. This is purely fun. This is also my 30th day of making a YouTube video every single day. So if you haven't checked out the other 29, go check them out. This has been a fun challenge. I'll do a whole other video talking about that. But I figured for the last day of the challenge, I'm going to have a little fun with it and be a little bit of a snob here. So the topic of the video is going to be 5 pet peeves in music. Now, I'm a music teacher. I've played in punk rock bands, I've played in jazz bands, I've played in country bands. I've done a lot of different things with music, so I'm coming from a bunch of different angles. It's not just going to be one world, it's the entire music world, at least my scope of it. So with this, guys, please don't take things too personally. Put on your lighthearted cap, take a breath. And if things bother you a lot like this, if you're easily triggered and moved to emotional distress, then just click out of the video or watch and get mad and then leave me a comment and then I'm the real winner. So anyway, keep it light, guys. This is supposed to be fun. I like being a little snobby about things. And I will start with an honorable mention. A lot of people said this one when I was talking to some folks. Freebird. Freebird, man, yeah. It's annoying. It doesn't really get to me like some of the other ones I'm about to talk about, but yeah, Freebird, man, that is pretty annoying. I will throw that as a nice honorable mention of a pet peeve in the music world. Let's get to my 5 here. These are in no particular order. And the first one, we're gonna come out of the gates. I'm filming this in the fall, so it's near and dear to me right now. Let's get peeved. Number 1, calling marching band or DCI the marching arts. Oh, isn't DCI pretentious enough? Drum Corps International. Yes, that's us. We are an international collective, even though the competition is only US-based corps. It's like football, right? Professional football. World champion, Denver Broncos. Oh, even though all the teams are in North America and actually just the US, but we're the world champions. So DCI alone is kind of pretentious, Drum Corps International. And then they call it the marching arts. Holy cow. It is just marching band, guys. We don't have to make it the marching arts. They act that way though, and frankly, a lot of people don't like it anymore. When they put on little leotards, run and frolic around the field, half the time they're not even playing their instruments. There's never a repeated melody. Oh, if that is called art, count me out. I'm out, man. I'll stick to just marching band. Show me a 2/4 backbeat. Give me something flashy in there, but make it feel good. We've got the marching arts here to save us. No more grooving allowed. It must go over your head for it to be good. You must be blown away by something you don't understand, and then you can talk about it later over a glass of wine, even though no one comes to your thing anymore. At DCI finals, they never sell it out, but they still make kids pay. Anyway, the marching arts has got to go. Just go back to DCI, guys. Come on now. Same with all your high school marching bands. You know who you are. You guys calling yourself the marching arts. Come on now, guys. Get your stick out your butt. Play some music, all right? Good. That's probably the most contentious one. Let's move on to number 2. When guitarists and horn players now leave their little snark, their clip-on tuner on their instrument while they're playing. Now, what if you're taking, a special someone to a concert and you're like, baby, I spent a lot of money on these tickets. I took her to dinner. Things are going great. And then you take her to a concert and this guitar player walks on and he's got a clip-on tuner. Your night's over, man. Date ruined. Girl's never going to call you back, guys. That guitar tuner on there killed it, okay? Now, in all seriousness, it's just a little tacky looking, right? It's not that big of a deal. I've definitely been guilty of it a couple times. During rehearsals, I'll leave mine on. It happens. During a show, come on, guys, clean things up a bit. Get a pedal tuner. There's a lot of you out there who are really good players, and I know you get paid for gigs, and you're still using a $20 clip-on. Now, I've got a lot of those. I'm not talking down to you if you can't afford a pedal tuner. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking to the people out there who I know you can afford a nice gear. You don't even buy the little Behringer pedal. Those are like 30, 40 bucks. Tap your foot. Boom. I'll give some horn players some credit there, but horn players, come on, guys. have your snark on, tune it up, put it away. Then go off to the side of the stage later and tune. There's an easier way to do it, okay? Get those clip-on tuners out of here. All right, that's number 2. Let's move on. Number 3, this one is new to me. It is the champions of new music. We're champions. Okay, this is brought to my attention by one of my friends. He's got a YouTube channel, Stoked on Sax. Check him out, Zane. And Zane got me hip to the champions of new music. Now, from what I understand, is that the champions, I have to say it like that every time, man. I'm driving myself. I put myself on this list here in a minute, if I keep doing that. Okay, the champions of new music. The champions, what does that mean? That means that old music, sort of, everyone knows it. Especially this is in a classical scope too, okay? Everyone seems to kind of know Mozart and Bach and Beethoven, even the contemporaries, Mahler, Prokofiev, right? But it's not one thing to just play the new music. You've got to be a champion of new music. So they give out these little awards, these little buttons and pins and lanyards that say, "Oh, I'm a champion. I'm a champion of new music." What's that mean? That means that the old stuff is old and I'm here to champion the new stuff. Okay, so you just play me the piece? No, I'm a champion. Okay, we've got a champion here. And then someone might give you a funny helmet and sit you down somewhere away from everyone else because you kind of sound a little off the rails, man, if you think you're a champion of new music just because you play something that's new. Does that mean if I go write something on guitar that I'm a champion of new music? No, because Ryan, you didn't. You're still playing old, outdated music from bad white people from who knows how long ago, and that's just old news and that's stodgy, and we're here to bring change. What if the old music's just really good? Does anyone consider that? And a bigger part of the classical world's problem is most of their concert series are series I don't know. But most of the concert series and programs that I see popping up now are funded by PBS, the Kennedy Foundation, these really big donors, which you need money to get by, but it's not from sort of the everyday people that are just wanting to go to a concert. I'm not saying like, the working man or anything like that, but just getting real people in the door rather than like having the donors kind of float everything and then you fill up half the auditorium and then you call yourself a champion, that you're being propped up with all this money. And it just comes back to the marching arts thing, right? Make something that people like. Just because it's over your head doesn't mean it's good, okay? This is a problem with a lot of new music now. And now I'm getting too serious, okay? We gotta make fun of these champions a little more. Sorry for getting a little heartfelt there. But the champions of new music thing, that really is sort of calling to the whole scope. It's in jazz, it's in marching. It's really in a lot of genres. I know there's a bunch of metalheads who get all pretentious about, the new stuff and the old stuff, and that's the best, and you're bad, and you suck. That's not core. So what do people like? That's kind of what I'm getting at with this champions of the music thing. Just because you're making new music and you've got a medal and a pin and someone's giving you money and giving you a pat on the head, that doesn't mean you're making good stuff, okay? And that doesn't mean that it's better than anyone else's, all right? You're not a champion, you're just a musician. You might be a good one too. Okay, moving on. Number 4, music theory will kill my creativity, man. So I want to start this by saying I'm not talking about what you would call a self-taught musician necessarily. I consider myself self-taught in a lot of ways. A lot of great self-proclaimed self-taught musicians, okay? I'm talking about the people who say, well, if I learn that theory stuff, man, that's gonna stifle my creativity. I'm not gonna be able to have a flow, and I'm not gonna be able to express myself. And then you might say like, well, if you know kind of some chords on your guitar, then that way you'll have some options. Well, no. You're giving me what the system has given us, man. That's just what the system wants, is me to learn an open G chord. I'm gonna learn it my own way. And then you're talking to this player and you're like, hey man, go to that second chord you were doing. That's just a G minor. Oh, no, it's 5th fret and 9th. And it's all these different positions here. And this is the chord I made up. Well, it's actually just a G minor chord with a 9 in the bass. It's pretty cool, man. I like it. Well, see, you're tearing it down with all your analytics. Just let it be the music, dude. So why is this a problem? Why is it annoying when people are like that? Well, just the communication aspect. It's nice to be able to say, hey, yeah, G major or G minor 9 chord. Well, let's put the 9 in the bass. That's really easy to convey that than on anyone's instrument to say, well, put your hands here and then no, move your pinky down 1 note. No. Well, 2 notes and then yeah, here, let me just show you. 3 hours later. Okay, yeah, move, you get it. So it just helps us build a little bit of vocabulary to talk back and forth with everybody. And I just find it funny, a lot of those musicians are not the best players out there that really don't want to learn anything new. I was like that a bit in high school. I thought it was just gonna kill my vibe, man. So this one is for you, 16-year-old Ryan, wherever you may be. You and your anti-theory, Mr. Creative. Yeah, you. Okay. And finally, number 5. Remember, these are in no order, but I saved this one for last because as a percussionist, I can speak to this one more than the others. It is mine to be the expert on. And it is more cowbell. More cowbell, man. It's almost every show that's remotely big where there's like 100+ people there. Even just a few weeks ago, I was in Teton Village and this guy comes up and it's the middle of the day, you know, people shouldn't be that drunk yet. And he's got to look at all of you and he's got to make sure he can see you. More cowbell, man. Yeah, more cowbell, dude. These guys, man, you see these guys, more cowbell. And every time, without fail, the musicians that are being told to play more cowbell have not a cowbell in sight and could frankly give 2 damns about your cowbell. Okay, and if you don't know, this started with the SNL sketch in the 90s maybe, where Blue Oyster Cult's recording Don't Fear the Reaper. Will Ferrell's the cowbell guy. And he's hitting that cowbell. This thing's been like boomer meme exploded into oblivion. The sketch isn't even that funny anymore. I mean, granted, I haven't watched it in 5-6 years, but man, I remember the last time I was just over it. I thought, I'm like, okay, it's gonna be funny, man. Yeah, I remember this. And then I just saw all those people that have come to my shows over the years, and I could feel the disgust in my stomach brewing. More cowbell, more. There's not even cowbell here, man. Come on. Read the room. So, more cowbell. Honestly, that pisses me off more than it should, but that's why we're here. We're here to unleash a little hate, be a little bit of a snob, and again, guys, this is all supposed to be fun. So, I hope you enjoyed my top 5 musical pet peeves. What would you add? This one, I feel like it's kind of all over the place between classical and marching and then the more cowbell thing. So I just kind of thought of the first 5 that came to my head. And again, shout out to Zane for helping me find the champions of new music. Oh, those champions. Maybe they can champion the marching arts. Okay, let's put them all together. We've got the champion with the cowbell doing some marching arts, with a clip-on tuner telling us that the theory will really kill the vibe in the room. What an individual that would be. Wow, I don't think AI could come up with something that cool. So guys, thanks a ton for watching. Again, this is my 30th video, so I just wanted to rant and rave and have some fun, be a bit of a snub. And I'll do a longer, maybe a top 10 version of this down the road. So I need your feedback, I need your input. And I'm sure there's a bunch I would love to add that I'm not thinking of now. So thanks for joining me today, guys. If you checked out any of these 30-day videos, any other ones, many thanks to you. This was a blast and it was really fun for me. And again, I'll have a video about that. So hope you dug the pet peeves. Let me know what you're peeved about.